Hey guys, it's Mike at WestEndMotorsports.com here looking at another one of our dyno runs. And this time we are working with the ever popular SVT Bone Shakers. This should be an interesting video to a lot of guys. I know they obviously sell because the sound is fantastic. But we wanted to give you some more information and just another reason to buy those pipes. So we ran them on our 2017 Street Glide with the Milwaukee 8. And we're going to compare the setup that we're running now, which is basically, if you're interested, we do sell it as our Mike's Bike package. So basically, it's everything that I'm running on the bike. You can recreate these numbers if that's something that you're interested in. But we're going to compare this over stock just so that you can get an idea, how much money you're spending and see what you're really getting. These are all, realistic numbers. Nothing's, added to, churched up, or inflated like some other vendors like to do. So we want to give you all the information we possibly can, and maybe this is the thing that helps decide, okay, yep, it's the Bone Shakers over another pipe or something like that. So so taking a quick look here, we've if you haven't seen our explainer video, I definitely suggest that you go back and watch that, just so that I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time explaining the actual dyno numbers, just comparing them, right? So if you're not sure on anything, please go check that out, or let us know if you have any questions about that stuff too. So here's my stock dyno run. This is on a bike with, at the time, just slip-ons, stock intake, stock cam, stock headers. And so what we're looking at here is a max torque of 98. Well, let's take the bigger number just to be kind. So the best run was 100.79. We just broke that 100 foot-pound range, and then the max horsepower was 77.44, so 77 and a half. Now, that's not bad. I mean, that's a stock bike. Those are good numbers. But what you're going to see in the sheet below is that we're pretty much going to obliterate this. And you can see what the Milwaukee 8's known for here too, real quick. This is going to be your bottom end. We're starting out at 90 foot-pounds and then getting up to 100, and you got to, lots of dips and dives. That's from poor mapping. But what you're dealing with here is a good torque curve. For a stock bike, that's pretty good. That's something you can work with. We only really have a 10 foot-pound range, so you're not gaining a whole lot, but still, that's the meat and potatoes, guys. That's where you ride. This is your horsepower down here. Obviously, you're not getting the most horsepower until much later in the RPMs, and I know some of us are riding up in that $5,000 range often, but not nearly as much as you're riding down here. So this is what we want to focus on. So that being said, let's jump down to our Bone Shakers, and you can see we're going to meet 100 foot-pounds at 2,500 RPMs, and then we're going to just shoot off the charts from there, similar to some other megaphones. If you're watching this, you might want to also look at the MagnaFlow Hitman pipe that we did. Now, that's not a megaphone, but that's a 4.5-inch pipe, and you'll see what we're talking about here. This dip is really common. We're seeing this with almost every slip-on that has a 2.5-inch or thereabout size baffle inside, and they're all performing really similarly. So what we're noticing is that this dip might have to do with the size of the baffle, to be honest with you, where that's coming from. Maybe the combination of the baffle, head pipe, and cam. But right away, right in that usable power range, we're going to be up above 100 foot-pounds, and then you're not coming below that stock level until 5,100 RPMs, 52. So after you shift. So basically the entire time, you're up above your stock best. And so that's something that's really important to keep in mind. Horsepower-wise, it's a similar thing. Obviously, you're not going to get generally above that horsepower range until later. But here, we were, 77? So 3,400 RPMs on. We're way above stock. We're beating that stock best. So that's a big difference. And again, what's installed on this bike is an aftermarket air intake, the RCX Tormentor head pipes, which are just turning out to be a better and better decision as we continue to dyno these things. We've got the SNS 465 cam, not an expensive upgrade there if you're thinking about doing that. Again, we want you to subscribe and stay tuned because we're going to do a really good cam comparison for you. And the SVT Bone Shaker pipes. Now, the Bone Shakers sound fantastic and they're loud. And generally, you expect those loud pipes to perform maybe not as good as some of the more restrictive pipes. That back pressure really helps to create this bottom end. And, comparing these to, say, those MagnaFlow Hitman pipes, I can tell you that there's a big increase for the bone shakers, despite the fact that they're less restrictive. So that's really good, and we want you to keep that in mind. I think that just puts, just another thing on their scale, right? And tilts the scales in their favors. So, so that's what you're looking at if you want to do this combination. Again, you want a good sounding pipe, something that's loud and aggressive. Hopefully, after you watch that dyno video, you can see when this motor gets into the upper RPM range with those pipes, man, it sounds sick to me. That's not for everybody, but in those higher RPM, I listened to it quite a few times, and at times editing it together, and you could just hear everything just coming together. It sounds really, really sharp, and it's performing really well for that type of pipe. I'm really happy with that. So you're not. If you were thinking, well, maybe we're going to lose some performance here because this is a wide open pipe, you'd be wrong. You're not missing anything, I don't think, in my mind, and you're definitely gaining on sound. So hopefully that helps you make a decision there one way or another. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. Give us a call 1-800-520-8525. You can email us info@westendmotorsports.com. And that's it for this one. Like I said, we got lots of videos coming this way, so if you're liking the dyno videos, please subscribe and stay tuned. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.